I usually get into my weekend. We're not going to do a whole lot of that, but I just want to say that first I want to do this. This is a special send out to Alonzo, which is our wonderful tech in the studio. Hail to the Redskins! Hail to the Redskins!
Hold on a minute.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, Seattle.
Oh, okay.
I can't let you do that.
Okay. Well, I tell you one thing. I'm so excited because my sister and one of my closest friends, my sister and Kelvin Cooper, we went to Hooters on 7th Street, and we went there, and it was so funny, Alonzo, because I'd never been to like a little sports bar type thing where all the TVs was on at the same time. And all the games was on, so while they were screaming for Cowboys, they were screaming for, I think, Philadelphia. They were screaming for the Redskins, and it was just constant screaming just going on all throughout the thing. I told my sister, I said, I'm scared. I said, now, wait a minute. I said, now, wait a minute here now.
Too many people screaming.
Yeah, because you see, one thing you got to remember, Andre, I used to be the administrator for the DC Beauty Academy, and every week there was a fight.
Wow.
I didn't say Bennett. We don't do that at Bennett. But every week at DC Beauty Academy back in the day in the early 90s, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, it was always a fight. So whenever I hear a lot of noise, I just get kind of, on the fence. But anyway, I also wanted to say, I want to send a special shout out this morning to the Franklins. My God, everybody.
Oh, my goodness.
On Saturday evening, we celebrated Rashida Franklin, who's a friend of the show. She comes on the show quite often. She's one of our makeup artists. And Rashida Franklin had her graduation party, and I tell you, we're not going to call her today because I believe she came on last week as being one of the top. She had the top score in her whole graduating class.
That's right.
I went to her cookout, and I rarely get out to the students' cookout, but I went to her graduation cookout, and when I tell you Rashida Franklin family, Mr. and Mrs. Franklin out of Laurel, they treated me like a celebrity. They treated me like a king. Now, why can't all y'all do that when I go to cookouts? Why can't I just sit there and everybody bring me hot? I tell you, Miss Franklin, the mother, I tell you, she brought everything under the sun over to the desk. She came over with some greens, salad. Then she came over with some fruit. I said, Mother, if you don't have a seat,
I know that's right.
have several.
Did you see when she started dancing?
Oh my God, we got to get to the show, everybody. But yes, indeed. But let me just say this. One of the things, everyone, that I just really appreciate. Today we're talking about the business series if you're just tuning in. But one of the things I appreciate about this past weekend at the Franklin's house in Laurel, I love the idea of a wonderful married couple that was just their hospitality was just on 1,000.
Yes, it was.
I mean, they didn't want you to leave. I said, Lord, let me go find my bedroom. It was just an awesome time. And then Henri, everybody, Henri, and let me just say this, if you need his services, Henri is a DJ.
That's right.
Henri DJ'd that party, and I mean, he had all the old jams. He had some really good tunes, and it was just really good. It was really good music, Henri. You did an awesome job.
Thank you. And one more thing, shout out to the Franklins again, because let me tell you, it wasn't anything that I had that was not good. Everything was good. I mean, everything.
And, I definitely want Miss Franklin again to tell me, I don't know the name of those hot dogs, but my God, they was
Nathan's.
What is
Nathan's?
Oh, Nathan's hot dogs. Oh my God, let me tell you something. I just, I said because I'm a little on the greedy side. I wanted to say, can you put me 2 on that bun? But anyway, those were some of the best hot dogs. I will be looking for those Nathan hot dogs.
You should have put them baked beans on them hot dogs.
Okay, let's move on with the show. There you go, 2 fat men in the studio. All right, everyone. Now, again, today we're talking about the beauty series, and soon we're going to have one of our vendors to call in because I don't know if you know this. This is my last announcement before we get started. I'm just giving you a chance to get that pen and paper ready so we can get busy. But listen, in January, the 12th and 13th, it really starts the 11th. The 11th is our industry party, our celebrity industry party on the 11th of January. On the 12th and the 13th, I need everyone at the Washington, D.C. Convention Center. It's the Celebrity Beauty Weekend. We're bringing celebrity makeup artists. We're bringing celebrity hairstylists. We're bringing everybody under one roof to the Washington, D.C. Convention Center. And what we're doing is we want to kick the new year off with the new you. What does that mean, Ray? That means that we're going to have classes. Everyone who has a DC license, and I need you all to spread the word because our campaign starts on tomorrow. We're trying to get 1,000 registered people. In order to get their continuing education units, they must receive 6 credit hours. We're offering those at the Convention Center on January the 12th and the 13th. So it is super important if you know a hairstylist and if they're licensed, they need to be at the Convention Center in January. Then we have the Celebrity Makeup Symposium. Everyone heard about our Celebrity Makeup Symposiums. The commercial starts tomorrow on this station and our sister stations. It's important to, if you need if you want another career, if you want an opportunity to do something outside the box, many of you need to know how to do your own makeup. But listen, we got to go to commercial break. We also have vendor Rhonda West on the line. And when I tell you she has some products we got right here in the studio, I'm going to try the products on the commercial break. Ray is going to try them on the air. Yes, and we're going to talk to Rhonda West. And, baby, if it's not right, we're going to tell you all about it. Everybody, it's commercial break time. It's time for you now to call your family and friends and tell them to tune in because I'm going to tell you how to start a successful business when we come back after these messages. 1450 a.m. WOL, where information is power.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning. This WOL traffic update is brought to you by Zyrtec. Southbound on 295, still pretty slow from Benning Road down to East Capitol Street, but everything is open. The accident that was inbound on New York Avenue after South Dakota Avenue before Bladensburg Road cleared. Still a little slow as you head inbound on 50 and the Baltimore-Washington Parkway to head into Northeast. 16th Street, the accident at Florida Avenue Northwest cleared away. Everything there is now reopened. Hey there, Virginia, Maryland, Washington, D.C. Don't let allergy symptoms slow you down this fall. Remember to stock up and save on Zyrtec at CVS Pharmacy this allergy season. Use only as directed. Now your WOL weather forecast also brought to you by Zyrtec for today. Mostly sunny, highs in the upper 70s. For tonight, partly cloudy, down to about 58. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and a little bit warmer, highs in the low 80s. Steve Hirshorn for News Talk 1450 AM WOL, where information is power.
Brooke Ellison is a surprising person.
When I was 11 years old, I was hit by a car and no one expected me to live.
She surprised people by living.
I've been paralyzed from the neck down and on a ventilator since that time.
And she surprised them by going to college.
Tomorrow, I will graduate from Harvard.
Determination. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
News Talk 1450 WOL presents the Heritage Sports Radio Network Game of the Week. North Carolina A&T versus South Carolina State. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. This is going to be a dogfight as the Bulldogs of NC A&T take on the Bulldogs of South Carolina State. Saturday at 3 p.m. The Heritage Sports Radio Network Game of the Week. NC A&T versus South Carolina State. Brought to you by Geico and News Talk 1450 WOL. News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here live. The Sea Island Morning Show. I'm telling you, I'm hoping that you got everybody on the phone. I'm hoping that you got everybody, you called everybody on the break and had them to tune in, because today I'm going to talk to you about how to build a business, how to start a business, and then I'm going to go into examples. So listen, if you have questions, go ahead and take the number down. And some of you need to take the number down, because when I tell you to call today, the lucky number is going to be 3. The third caller, we're going to have I have a wonderful gift card for you for one of the salons. Everybody, I'm here now. We have one of our vendors on the phone. Before we went to break, I was telling you about the Celebrity Beauty Weekend. We're going to be talking about that all year, because I need you to come out. It is all about how to start a new you in 2014. We have classes for the Celebrity Makeup Symposium. You have everybody from Oprah Winfrey's makeup artist for 23 years, Reggie Wells. He's going to show you how to do your own face. We have a whole list, a roster of classes. It all hits the airway on tomorrow. It hits everywhere on tomorrow. And the important thing is the ticket's only $7. If you want to come in, there's free classes, there's vendors. We're going to teach you how to do your hair, how to maintain between salons. We have a whole hour just for the guys, talk about how to do all kinds of stuff. And then we have vendors. Rhonda West is on the line. Good morning, Rhonda.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning, Rhonda? This is Andre.
I'm good, Andre.
Okay. Listen, Rhonda, I'm sitting here, and my God, Lord have mercy.
Boy, this boo smells so good.
First of all, Rhonda, if you walked in the studio, you will probably never want to leave because it smells so good. Alonzo on the break, please come in here and see what I'm talking about. It smells so good in here because you gave us some products. You have a new line out, and I got to say, and I've been saying I got to be careful, called Kick Your Ash. Ash. A-S-H. Kick your ash. Alonzo coming here now. I need him to get some of this. Get some of this Kick Your Ash product. Talk to us about this. How in the world did you come up with this product? Tell us a little bit about your brand, the name of the company, and talk to us about what good things that you have.
The name of my company is True Diva, which is T-R-U, True Diva Bath and Body Company. Anyone who knows me, my friends and everything, everyone says that I'm a true diva. So that's where the title for my company came from, and the Kick Your Ash came from I'm an esthetician as well, esthetician makeup artist as well. So my clients, I get a lot of clients who have dry skin conditions, eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis, and stuff like that, and I would just whip something up just for them. But it didn't carry over when they got home, or, the weeks they were home, they were using whatever creams and lotions that they bought from the store, but it didn't do what my products did. So this came about through the demand from my clients.
That's
and
what's
through
up.
word of mouth, it just snowballs.
That's what's up. Well, excuse me, Rhonda. You
wait a minute,
something up for
Andre, Ron, who is sitting here is passing out your products to everybody. So if y'all hear me talking in the background, because we're talking about how great it is, let me say this, Andre, real quick. Rhonda, you already know that. Well, first of all, let me thank you for being a vendor in our January event, number one. Number two, you already know that I'm a huge fan of yours. Let me tell everybody something. Rhonda came for makeup classes, and she says to me, Mr. Bennett, I make shea butter, I make skincare products, I'm a licensed esthetician, blah, 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 blah. So I said, bring me some. And you know, Rhonda, as the beauty king, everybody always say, try this, try this, try that, try this. Rhonda bought me some shea butter that every time, especially Mr. Wells, every person came in my office, the first thing they did was open up the jar, and everybody used it, of course, until it was gone. When I tell you your stuff is absolutely phenomenal, see, I'm sounding like Andre and stuff. Your product is absolutely awesome, and I'm so grateful that when I came into the studio, Henry had an assorted products here for me to try. He's about to try some as well. But I just wanted to say, I'm going to let him go back, but I just wanted to say I appreciate you so much. One thing I do, Ron, is I work with people who work with me. Today I'm talking about the business series, and when I get into it, people are going to understand, because everybody always wants something, but what are they willing to give? And when I tell you, Rhonda, I appreciate you investing in us by giving us samples and all of that. And before you leave, please make sure you give your number out, website, whatever you have that people can get in touch with you. And I can guarantee the audience, you don't like the product, I'll give you your money back. That's how good it is. Go ahead, Andre.
And that's saying a mouthful right there. So, Ms. West.
Yes.
You gave me, in particular, when me and you met up to exchange all this good stuff, good product that you gave me, you gave me some samples in particular. Can you tell the listeners what it is that you gave me?
Sure. As I said, in being an esthetician, I give a lot of facials. And the one thing that I don't like to skip is the lips. I don't want to skip the lips. And there are not a lot of products out there for the lips to exfoliate the dead skin on your lips. And there's some ashy lip people out there, and sometimes the lip balm just don't do the job.
True.
So just like you would use a body scrub on your body, I've come up with a lip exfoliator for your lips.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Now let me ask you about this exfoliation on the lips. Is this something that, you put on your lips? Is it going, what about the taste? Is it going to have a strange taste to it or anything?
Trust me, and when this was in production, when I sent out the test samples to a lot of people, everyone loved the product and what it did for your lips. But it didn't have a flavor. It left like a little, in your mouth. You like, okay, it's doing what it's supposed to do, but like this taste just isn't working for me, and it wasn't working for me either. So that was one of the questions that I asked a lot of people that I allowed to sample the product. So I went back to the drawing board, ordered some flavors, and tested it again. I wanted it to not only be for the divas, but some of you brothers out there got some ashy lips too.
Yeah, you're right. Now, as I know you noticed my tone to change a little bit because right now I'm exfoliating.
Okay.
So it's like you said, it's got a nice little consistency to it.
Yes, and I went around, and there are not a lot of lip exfoliators on the market. I found two at two local stores here in this area. I'm not going to throw them under the bus, even though they need to be under the bus, and put it in reverse and ride over them again.
Wait a minute.
The consistency of both products that I tested, it was like just trying to put some sugar from out the sugar jar on your lips. It didn't have any consistency. It didn't have any hold.
Okay, Rhonda, let me ask this question. Now, I just tried the, what's the top? What's the name of this one?
This is the exfoliant.
Okay. Now
For the lips.
I just tried the exfoliant for the lips. Now, let me ask this question. Is that sugar?
Yes, it is a sugar lip exfoliator.
Exactly. And I tell you, I don't have a mirror, so I've been trying to look at my phone. But it feels great. It feels great. And when I just got off the little residue, I kind of taste the sugar, and that's why I said, that's why I asked, was it sugar? It tastes great. Okay, Rhonda, listen. Now, sweetie, now wait a minute. Now you're taking up too much time. We're going to have to go. What I need you to do is talk to us really quickly about how did you start this business. Since we're talking about the business series, how did you start this business, and how can people get in touch with you to sample or purchase some of the products?
I started this business basically when I was still in school to become an esthetician. The instructor, as they do in class when you first start, went around and wanted to know why everyone wanted to get into this business. And you had the people who, I want to work in a day spa, I want to work in a dermatologist's office. When she got to me, I said I wanted to be my own boss. And since I've graduated from school, I've helped out in a few day spas in the area that I'm familiar with, some friends that own day spas, and they want me to come in and take over. I can't do that because I have a dedication to my own clientele. I started the Brown Sugar, SHUGAR, day spa, which is a mobile day spa. I pack everything up and go to my clients. I started that awesome. When I was still in class. And then through just treating my own clients and wanted to make my own products, that's how the True Diva Bath and Body Company got started.
And Rhonda, I think that's awesome. I just wanted to say to you, we have a lot of senior listeners, and for you to be able to come to their house and let them experience a little bit what I'm experiencing now in the studio is phenomenal. How can they get in touch with you if they wanted you to come there and give them maybe a great facial, use some of your products on, let's say they have maybe they have really dry skin, and you can go and do some exfoliating. How do you go about doing that? Or how can they go about getting in touch with you?
for spa services. I also do spa parties as well. A party of 6 or more for me and my team to come out. I have contracted to massage therapists, nail techs, and some other estheticians, depending on the size of your party. For spa parties and for individual services, you can contact me at Brown Sugar, which is spelled SHUGAR, Day Spa, at yahoo.com. And for my products, if you're interested in purchasing them, or if you're a salon or spa owner and would like literature or samples to possibly welcome True Diva Bath and Body into your establishment, you can email me at TrueDiva Bath_body at yahoo.com.
Bath_body at yahoo.com. Okay, and we'll announce it throughout the show. And Rhonda's information is going to be in the new flyer that's going to come out. Thank you so much. We got to go to break. But, Rhonda, I tell you, my lips feel great. I'm going to use this in the gym today, and I appreciate you. I look forward to hearing you. Rhonda, one last time, give them their email address real quick.
Okay, it is Brown Sugar, SHUGAR, Day Spa at yahoo.com. And for products, True Diva Bath_body at yahoo.com.
All right. And if anybody else wants some more information about Rhonda's product, give me a call in the office, 202-526-1400, extension 19. All right. Thank you so much, Miss West.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks, Onroy.
No problem. My lips in here looking good, girl.
All right, everybody. We got to go to commercial break. This is 1450 AM WOL. When we come back, we're going to start My Business is the Beauty Business, the business series, when we'll come back after these messages.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning, I'm Doug Parrish. Here's the latest from News1.com. A partial shutdown of the federal government could start sometime tomorrow. The Republican-controlled House passed a funding extension bill early Sunday to avert a shutdown, but that bill includes a one-year delay for making the Affordable Care Act operational. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid has vowed to reject any bill that attempts to force changes to the health care law. Well, officials in Maryland are sounding the alarm in case there is a federal shutdown. They say the state would lose some $15 million in economic activity for each day of a shutdown. Julie Carpenter has more on what it would mean for those who work in the government.
With this round of furloughs, federal employees wouldn't receive retroactive pay as they have in the past either. It would take an act of Congress to approve any funds that would be lost. The Baltimore Sun says Maryland is home to some 300,000 federal employees. The Social Security Administration, the Goddard Space Center, the NIH, the FDA, and the Defense Department are all Maryland-based agencies whose employees would be affected.
And that was Julie Carpenter reporting. Well, today is your last chance to visit the National Aquarium in downtown Washington. The aquarium is closing due to renovations taking place at the Department of Commerce, where the aquarium has been housed since 1932. In the months ahead, the fish, alligators, and all the other animals will be shipped off to other locations, including the aquarium in Baltimore. Well, thankfully, no one was hurt when a fire broke out last night on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. It forced the closure of the bridge for more than an hour. The cause of the fire is being investigated. In sports, the Washington Nationals ended their season yesterday with a loss to Arizona, but the Redskins get their first win of the season, beating the Raiders 24-14. The report brought to you by Zyrtec. Don't let allergy symptoms slow you down this fall. Remember to stock up and save on Zyrtec this allergy season. I'm Doug Parrish. When you're looking for news for Black America, go to News1.com.
News Talk 1450 WOL presents the Heritage Sports Radio Network Game of the Week. North Carolina A&T versus South Carolina State. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. This is going to be a dogfight as the Bulldogs of NC A&T take on the Bulldogs of South Carolina State. Saturday at 3 p.m. The Heritage Sports Radio Network Game of the Week. NC A&T versus South Carolina State. Brought to you by Geico. And News Talk 1450 WOL. News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here live. It's time to go to class now. All right, everyone, today we're talking about the business series. Thanksgiving weekend, I have my new book coming out. My Business is the Beauty Business. I'm so grateful. Shayla Williams is my publisher, and we're so excited that the new book is going to hit the shelves. Amazon, it's going to be on all the websites, and I will be doing book signings for My Business is the Beauty Business. Basically, the book talks about my life. It gives my history, leaving Morehouse College, coming to a beauty school, start out making $7 an hour, and to now we have the largest beauty school on the East Coast, along with 2 daycare centers and 4 salons. So the book just kind of go through what I've gone through, and then it kind of shed light into the business side of operating a beauty business. So I think it's something that you definitely want to look out for, my way of empowering the people. Now, when we're talking about how to start a business, the first thing, everyone, you need to write down is you must have a plan. Henri, how many times have I said in the student body meeting to the students, what is your plan?
1 million, at least.
What we need to do as a people, as a person, as an individual, what you must do is you must take an opportunity to sit down. For those of you who say that you want to own a beauty business, you got to take the opportunity to sit down and figure out what is your plan. Your plan is your blueprint. Your plan is how you're going to execute your one side of your dream and your vision, but how you're going to execute that into reality. I get so sick and tired of people who always talk about, oh yeah, I'm going to open my business, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, but you don't have a plan. You come to me for advice, and then when I ask you basic questions, you don't have the answers to. Everyone now, if you know that opening a business is something that you want to do, you need to sit down in your quiet area and you need to execute the plan. How are you going to do this? Why do you want to do this? When do you want to do this? A lot of us, we believe that owning a business and having a business, you know, sometimes we get the big head syndrome. Henri, when I started the business and I got a Business American Express card, I was sitting on Connecticut Avenue having these power lunches when I should have been in my business operating the business. But instead, I was spending so much money trying to impress people and show off because I had a business. The first thing my mother said to me is there's no way that we're going to be able to stay open with you spending the way you're spending because we don't have it. Right. So it made me realize that now I had the plan to start the business, but because I didn't have a business mentor or no one to help me, I had to make a lot of mistakes down the years. I thank God that it's been 17 years. We just celebrated our 17th anniversary on August the 29th. We celebrated 17 years. We started the company in 1996. I started running beauty school since 1992. So my first thing to everyone is you must have a plan. You must have a blueprint. You're no different than an architect. The architect create the plans in order for someone to be able to build something. You just can't just wake up and say, hey, I'm going to build and have no blueprint. You just laying bricks. And a lot of us today, we're just laying bricks. A lot of us are just putting nails through sheetrock, but we have no impact on what we're doing because we don't have a plan.
Well, see, Alan, let me ask you a question. How does a person plan? I mean, how do they actually sit down and come up with this blueprint as far as, you know, what it is that they're trying to create? I mean, because there's a lot of intricacies and a lot of people, you know, I guess they're not really refined when it comes down to details.
Well, one of the things that I would say, and especially to some people, because I know some people who are artists, they're barber, they're a tattoo person, DJ, they're all kinds of things. What has to happen is that it makes me say a lot of us have a lot of talents and a lot of gifts. But what we have to do is we have to sit down and we have to concentrate. In order to create a plan, you have to sit down and you have to concentrate. Then it goes into what is your passion. Passion is part of planning. Because oftentimes when you realize what your passion is, and I've told the listeners over and over again, passion is being able to doing something that you can do day and night, eat, sleep, whatever, and never have to get paid for it. That's part of a passion. Something that you really enjoy doing, and something that brings you fulfillment. See, we're here on earth to find fulfillment, and then after fulfillment then come the money and everything else. But you got to really enjoy what you're doing. I'm talking today, Andre, to all of my government listeners and all of my seniors that's retired and all of the people that are listening to me, my students and graduates who are just sitting around. Just one day we're in nursing school, one day we're in cosmetology school, one day we're in medical assistant school. That's because you have not spent time with yourself to realize what is your plan, because oftentimes you have to sit in a quiet place to start to dig inside yourself to realize, well, what is my passion? What is it that I really like doing? Let me go a little further. I love to cook. I love to decorate homes. I would like to build homes. I love doing renovations. I done had 5,000 renovations in my house. I said that's a shame before Jesus. But I love renovations. You know, there's so many, and I love to cook. I love to make products. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that there are a lot of things that I like to do. But once I sat down and dug deep down inside me, I realized that my passion is orally talking to people and helping people. And in terms of helping people, my passion was I love to talk. And I love to talk probably more than anything else. And sometimes I talk too much. But that is part of what my passion is, helping people through speaking, helping people. A lot of times speaking turns into actions, deeds, you know, all of that. So then I said, okay, so yeah, that's my passion. So how I execute that passion is I have meetings with the students every week. And then outside of the meeting with the large group, I meet with students one-on-one. Then I encourage and enlighten people doing consultations. All of that is me grooming my passion, what I love to do. Getting on the talk show. When I come in on Mondays, this isn't work for me. I enjoy coming in here because I'm doing what I love to do.
That's true.
So I said that to say so if you are a painter / barber / DJ / tattoo artist, you have to sit down and you have to hone your craft and figure out what is the most important thing. If I had the chance to do one great thing, what would it be? And then what you do is you let everything else be an accent to what you're doing. You let everything else be a part of a part of an attribute of what you're doing, what your passion is. So the first thing, everyone, is you must have a plan. The second thing is, what is your level of experience? We're talking about people who want to own a business. What is your level of experience? I am so sick of people, Alonzo, coming to me retired and saying, I want to own a salon. You have okay, yes, you have a business degree. Oh, that's great. You may have a degree in business management. I've known lawyers who own salons, and those salons are closed. I'm not going to mention any names. And that is based upon the fact that this industry is just like no other industry. Most times you have to think, how did Puffy get to where he was? He started as an intern in a record company.
Sure did.
And then moved his way up. What I'm telling you is, what kind of experience do you have? The first rule of thumb, Alonzo, that I tell people, and it's in my book, is in the very first chapter. I tell people, if you want to own a successful beauty business, you need to go to beauty school. Mr. Bennett, why would I go to beauty school when I have a degree? I have a master's degree in business education, economics, finance. Why would I go to a beauty school? You need to go to a beauty school because Ann Ratner, the owner of the Hair Cuttery, Salon Cielos, Bubbles, all of those places, she said to me, she said, in order to know your business, in order to have a business, you need to know your business through and through. You need to be able to sweep the trash, go behind the chair. You need to be able to continue to learn and continue to experience. And that is what I tell people. If you want to have a business, a beauty business, you need to go to beauty school. Why? Because if all else fails, you can be able to cut, you can be able to do everything, and you don't need anyone else. And to me, that's one thing that everybody needs to get through their thick skulls. They believe that it's easy to own a barbershop. But what if everybody walk out their barbershop and you got a shop full of people? What does that mean? You can't go behind the chair and do anything, but you're the owner. That's ridiculous. What you got to remember, everyone, and this is the biggest pill to swallow, so we're going to go on breaks. You can swallow that pill. Get you some water, baby, because if you want to be a barbershop owner, you got to go to barber school. And you heard last week our director of admissions said we've had people at 76 years old to get their license. What I'm telling you is, one, it's never too late. And two, if you want to own a business, you need to know your business through and through. Why would you get a business and then rely on other people? Why would you do that? That makes no sense at all. Mr. Henri, I'm not going to mention one of the places where he worked, where the man is not a barber, but he owns a barbershop. And the barbershop is suffering. It's going to suffer because the owner needs to be able to be there and to make it work. And when all else fails, the owner can be able to cut everybody, do everybody, handle all the business, and keep it moving. So in closing, what is your level of experience? You must know what you're doing. Come to school. If you want to be a cook really well, then you need to go to cooking school. If you want to be able to be a barber, you need to go to barber school. All right, everybody, we're going to break here. When we come back, we're going to talk about financing next. How in the world are you talking about you want to own a business and you got $24 in the bank? This is C. Allen here on the C. Allen Morning Show. Y'all getting me fired up this morning. 1-800-450-7876. We'll be back after these messages.
WOL.
Good morning. This WOL traffic update is brought to you by Zyrtec, 14th Street Northwest, north of U Street at W Street, up the hill a bit. The accident was involving a pedestrian, so look for quite a bit of activity, 14th and W. Southbound 295 at Howard Road, still have the right lane of 4 blocked with the long-term construction near Capitol Hill. Eastbound on Independence Avenue, near New Jersey Avenue, there was a protest. They've all moved on to Capitol Hill now, but watch for potential closures around there. D.C., Maryland, Virginia, don't let allergy symptoms slow you down this fall. Remember to stock up and save on Zyrtec at CVS Pharmacy this allergy season. Use only as directed. Now your WOL weather forecast brought to you by Garmin. For today, mostly sunny, highs in the upper 70s. Tonight, partly cloudy down to the upper 50s. And for tomorrow, sunny, a little bit warmer, highs in the low 80s. Don't hate traffic, avoid it. Get a Garmin Nuvie with subscription-free HD digital traffic. Keep moving, drive with Garmin, the most trusted name in GPS. Steve Hirshhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
I'm Ellie the Mammoth, and my friend Sid the Sloth knows what being a great parent is all about.
I'm responsible, loving, nurturing.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
News Talk 1450 WOL presents the Heritage Sports Radio Network Game of the Week. North Carolina A&T versus South Carolina State. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. This is going to be a dogfight as the Bulldogs of NC A&T take on the Bulldogs of South Carolina State. Saturday at 3 p.m. The Heritage Sports Radio Network Game of the Week. NC A&T versus South Carolina State. Brought to you by Geico. And News Talk 1450 WOL. News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, yes, indeed, everyone. We're back here live. If you're just tuning in, this is C. Allen here, of course, the C. Allen Morning Show. Today we're talking about my upcoming book that's coming out. My business is the beauty business, and now we're talking about how to start your own business. It doesn't have to be beauty business right now, but how to start your own business. The first thing, everyone, is a plan. What is your plan? You must have a blueprint. You must have a diagram. You must be able to have a plan, and that plan starts with having goals. I told the students on Thursday at the award-winning Bennett Career Institute, I told the students on Thursday how important it was to put something on that refrigerator, put something on that mirror, put something on that glass, put something somewhere, put it on the door before you walk out the door, what your goal is. so you can then create your plan. Your plan is how you're going to reach that goal. The second thing we talked about this morning on how to start your business, we haven't even gotten to articles of incorporation and LLC and all that. Before you do anything, you got to prepare your mind, prepare yourself. The second thing is, what is your level of experience? It is crucial that whatever business you want to run, you have to know that business through and through. One of the worst feelings, Andre, was when I started Bennett. It was Bennett Beauty Institute at that time in the Rhode Island Avenue Shopping Center. And what was the worst thing was me not having a beauty license. I ran beauty schools and because I never had desire to do hair or anything. My thing was helping people. And my thing was being able to push people into their destiny. That is what I got a joy off of. And when I acquired the school, the first thing that I did was I ran the clinic floor in the evening. I was the cashier. And I was the director during the day, the cashier in the evening. And I had about 6 students at the time. And those 6 students could only do but so much. And I was sitting at the cash register and literally tapping my feet. I'm 26 now, and I'm tapping my feet, trying to rush the students to hurry up to take the next person. This was 17 years ago. And it bothered me because people come up to me and say, Mr. Bennett, I'm going to need my money back. I'm going to have to go because I can't wait any longer. I've been waiting, too long. And I thought about that, Andre, and I said in January, this was in 1996, in January 1997, I put on a white uniform and I went to school. I went to my school in the evening because I said in order for my business to grow, I'm going to have to learn how to do hair. I didn't want to do it, but I had to learn how to do it. And in the event, Alonzo, that started changing my career path. Because what happened was I had just graduated with my master's degree. But what I did, Andre, and this is in the book, I started doing clients. I started helping out on the clinic floor working. And of course I was doing it as demonstrations. But I was doing that because we needed to continue to bring in the income. And I went on to get my instructor's license. And then in 1998, I got a contract where I was teaching barbering and cosmetology at the jail, and we didn't have accreditation, so we needed that money really bad in order to stay afloat. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I was at the jail working. So what I'm trying to tell everyone is, how is your business going to grow if you don't have if you don't have knowledge of what you're doing? How in the world do you say you want to retire, now that you retire and you want to do something different, so you want to go out and get a salon? Because and this happens, Alonzo, so many times. Oh, my God. If I can tell you how many business owners in the beauty industry, they got the business because they thought it was easy, and now they do not have a business. Almost every barbershop and salon I have, it was somebody in there prior to me that was not a salon, not a cosmetologist or barber, and I end up going in there and taking that business or assuming the lease of the business because they gave up because they didn't have any clue.
Yeah, because see, Alan, one thing I understand is that I talk to a lot of barbershop owners, being that I'm a barber myself, and they have the understanding, or they believe that. I mean, some of them do believe that. It's just as simple as, opening up a shop, putting in some chairs, and then recruiting barbers to come in and pay booth rent. But it's so much more to it than that. Because if you don't have quality barbers, or if you don't have barbers that not only are quality but have a chemistry with each other, you're going to have issues. You're going to have problems. And then you want to keep your clientele and you want to keep people coming in. It's very important about what kind of barbers you have in there, what kind of clientele you're gonna have in there.
Absolutely. So when we talk about the second one, the first one was your plan. The second one was what is your level of experience, making sure that you done. And a lot of times, what they do, Andre. What they do is they go out and they get a they go out and they go to the library. They get out, they go to the library, and they get on the internet and they research a hair salon or a barber salon thinking that their research is all that they need. No. If you're listening to me now, we have Tyrone on the line. We can go to him in a second. But if you listen to me now and you own a beauty business or a barbershop, and you are not licensed, you got the salon owner's license, but you don't have a license, my suggestion now is to call 202-526-1400, extension 17, which is Mr. Carter at the admissions program at the Bennett Career Institute. You have to come to school if you want your business to survive, because one thing, we're going to take Tyrone's question, but one thing that you can't do is you cannot try to rely on yourself, and that's what Henry was talking about, and that's my third thing, financing. How you cannot rely on others. How in the world you going to open a business and you got $24 in the bank? Baby, you can't make it like that off of your dreams.
No, that's right.
Okay, let's talk to Tyrone this morning. Tyrone, good morning, Tyrone. Welcome to the Sea Island Morning Show. How you doing today?
Well, fine. How are you, and how was your weekend?
It was absolutely awesome. How can I help you?
Okay, then. I have a question. Well, first of all, I want to say to you, you're absolutely right about what you were saying earlier. You can't run a business if you don't have a license. You're going to be in a whole lot of trouble.
Absolutely.
Now, next thing is the question is I want to find out about hair dye. Is there any such thing, or could it be possibly invented, or maybe it has been, and that is all natural hair dye, let's say made from things like blackberries, blueberries, red berries, strawberries, that kind of stuff, and made from fruit. Could they make natural hair dye from things like that?
Well, Tyrone, that's a good question. We have a product that we use in the school, which is vegan products, and that's supposed to be an all natural plant product that create the hair color. What I'm going to ask that you do, because I'm so glad that you called, first of all, but what I want you to do is come by the Bennett Career Institute, 700 Monroe Street, Northeast, and that's Washington, D.C., and let us show you the array of products that we have. But we do have a natural hair product that I think Andre got on his head now. Is that vegan products?
No, this is just for men.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, so Tyrone, what I want you to do is come by the school, and when you come by the school, you can go into our barber clinic, and they can show you the array of products. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
So are you trying to cover your gray?
Well, I don't have a whole lot of it. My hair is predominantly black, but I would like to get something that would give me more of, I would say, like, that's why I mentioned blackberries. Because the fact is that I would like to keep it black, and I was wondering if it was something natural that I could use other than this stuff they got in the store, like, well, I won't call some of the names.
Well, don't call the names out, but one thing I definitely wouldn't do is, there's two things that's important, and I don't want to go off track, but it's two things important. The first thing is you do not ever want to buy color products or chemical products from the regular store, okay?
You see what now?
You do not want to purchase color products or chemical products from the regular CVS, places like that.
Well, I'll tell you what I did do. I went over to Whole Foods, because this is where I generally shop, because I eat organically.
Okay.
I went over to Whole Foods, and I got something from over there. But, because I was thought maybe they would have an organic, something close to it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't used it. I still have it. But I was just wanting to know, did they have anything like that? Or do you have anything, perhaps at your shop or something that I could use that would keep it, would make it black? I don't want any other color.
I understand.
I want to maintain black.
Okay, well, I want you to get a pen and write this down, Tyrone. Now, you disrupted my class. Now, we're talking about the business series, but write this down, sir. I recognize your hand on the back row, so I had to take your question. You got a pen and paper?
Right here. Okay.
All right, I want you to call Rashawn, R-A-S-H-A-N. Mm-hmm.
What's the R-A what now?
R-A-S-H-A-N.
S-H-A-N.
Yes, and he is at our signature salon at 705 Florida Avenue, Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you do is I want you to call him 202
okay.
321
321
3046. Yes, because what he would do is he is my executive assistant, but he's also one of the team leaders at the Sea Island Signature Salon. What he would do is he will go over the different products with you. You have two options. You can either go to him at the salon, or you can come to the Bennett Career Institute at 700 Monroe Street Northeast and let a teacher go over with you. Either one. If you want a more private setting, more professional, then I will call him and go to the salon so he can go over the vegan products and everything with you to keep your hair black. And he's also a barber, so he can cut your hair and trim you up and all that as well. Also, you can come into the school, depends on your budget. I don't know if you know this, but the Bennett Career Institute, haircuts are only $5. And I can't think of offhand what the color is. I think the color may be $8, $8 or $10. But if you come into the beauty school, the price is going to be cheaper. And we'll be able to do the service depending on your budget. But if you want more of a personal consultation service without a lot of people around, all of that, then you can go to Rashawn Red Chair at the Signature Salon. So either one is your option. Okay, Tyrone?
I appreciate it, and I want you to have a very blessed and safe week to you and to your family.
Okay, and make sure you continue to listen to the morning show.
Oh, I do.
All right, very good.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right, everyone, listen, we got to go to break again, and I want you to get on the phones and call your people, tell them to tune in, because when we come back, we're going to finish with financing, and then we're going to go into what kind of business. Articles of incorporation. We're going to talk about the articles of incorporation. Is it a corporation? Is it a partnership? Is it an LLC? All that kind of stuff we're going to talk about when we come back. You're listening to Sea Island in the Morning, 1450 AM, WOL, where information is what? Power. We'll be right back after these messages.
1450 WOL.
The 6th Annual Spirit of Praise Celebration, Saturday, October 5th, 6 p.m. at Evangel Cathedral in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, with special guest Donnie McClurkin, Kurt Carr, Hart Ramsey, Isaac Curry, Anita Wilson, Larry Callahan and Selected of God, Alvin Darling, nobody, and Uncle Reese. Tickets are $65 for VIP, $40 for general admission. Tickets can be purchased at Gospel Spreading Bookstore, 2001 Georgia Avenue Northwest. Bless 24/7 Gift Shop, 9171 Central Avenue, Capitol Heights, Maryland. Vision Christian Store, Clinton, Maryland. Brought to you in part by Evangel Cathedral's Christmas Celebration 2013.
1450 WOL, Washington, D.C., and WPRS HD2, Waldorf, Washington, a Radio 1 station, and worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
Looking for a lighter way to enjoy chocolate? Then grab a Three Musketeers bar and bring a little lightness into your day. The classic nougat-filled candy bar has a whipped-up, fluffy chocolate-on-chocolate taste that's a delicious experience with every bite. So pick up a Three Musketeers bar today at your local retailer and enjoy a light and fluffy chocolate treat. Also try Three Musketeers to-go bars. Have one now and save one for later. Three Musketeers, a lighter way to enjoy chocolate.
They say America is a land of opportunity.
But for some of us, it's not so easy.
Today, 1 out of every 6 children in America lives in poverty.
Where every day is hard.
And there's never enough.
But we don't want a handout. We want a way out.
This is America.
Together, we can do so much.
Will you help?
Nearly 13 million children live in poverty. Make a difference. Go to povertyusa.org and get involved. A message from the Catholic Campaign for Human Development.
Real Deal Talk with Andre Michael Eglishon on 1450 WOL.
Everybody ignores our sedition laws anyway.
Who's trying to do that?
Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, well, I agree.
Hannity. They're constantly inciting people to overthrow our president and dismantle the government and take their country back.
Exactly.
What do you think that is?
That's straight up sedition.
And it's sedition.
Andre is here to help.
Brother, you need help.
No, you don't want to need help. Go on back to listen to Rush Limbaugh or reading whatever else you've been reading, because you are definitely a confused brother. You're a confused brother, but I want to encourage you to continue listening to Real Deal Talk because guess what? I got the antidote to straighten out your confusion.
Everybody's invited to this party.
By the way, I want you to know that whites listen to your show too, and I think you do a good job.
Andre Michael Eglishon, 7 to 10 p.m. on 1450 WOL.
I'm Jessica Mendoza, U.S. Olympic gold and silver medalist. I never take my eyesight for granted, and neither should you. Doesn't matter how old you are, you could be losing your vision to glaucoma without knowing it. Take care of your sight. Schedule regular eye exams for yourself and those you love. Call 1-800-437-2423 or go to ahaf.org for free information and publications from National Glaucoma Research. That's 1-800-437-2423.
The views and opinions of the following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of News Talk 1450 WOL, Radio 1 Incorporated, or their management.
Yes, indeed. All right, everybody, we back here. That Andre got me hot during the commercial break. I'm in here preaching. And one day, you know what? One day the Dish people gonna ask us to be on that. The Dish network to come in and they. All right, let's move on. So listen, everybody. I was just telling Andre on the break, and this is another show topic. My philosophy is I only work with people who work with me. If you don't support the Bennett Career Institute and its students, then we can't support you. That's a whole nother story because, see, that's too deep for some of y'all. Because, see, some of us, we give. People take, but they don't give nothing back. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
You give everything, but they don't get anything back. I was telling Andre about some of the companies that we've worked with, and we put them on. We filled their stores, filled their counters, all of that. But then when it comes to them supporting the students, it doesn't make any sense that the students have to pay a graduation fee when we go to stores like Mac and other places, and we spend. But then when it comes time for us to receive something on the other end, we only give to AIDS organizations and stuff like that. Okay, then if that's the case, then we need to find somebody who give to beauty schools. Please don't get me started. We got to get back on topic. Because the first thing I'm going to get is Broadnex and some of the other ones. And Mr. Wales saying you all over the place today. You're not on topic. So let's stay on topic. All right, everyone. Let's close out with this financing piece. First of all, not only having a plan, not only having the level of experience, but the question is going to be is where you're going to get the money from to start your own business. All of you who want to start your own business need to start saving now. The first thing we do is we holler SBA, we holler this organization, we holler that organization. Or what bothers me the most is when people say, oh, I have a partner that's going to give me this, and I have an investor that's going to give me this and give me that. Sweetie, you need to have your own money. If you don't have money, then what you need to do is you need to, first of all, having good credit is better than having money, number one. But then number two, you need to start saving and planning because everybody wants to know, including the bank, what kind of collateral you have. What are you going to bring to the table? I don't care how good you are as an artist, but you have to have some type of financing in order to, and a lot of times good credit will allow you to get financing in order for you to be able to meet your goals and your goals and your dreams and the things that you want to do. You got to be able to have some kind of finance. And what bothers me is when I talk to people, I have students, Andre, who have not even finished the course. And they say, my uncle said he's going to get a salon for me when I graduate. That's the worst thing you could do. Why is that, Henry? Now, I'm questioning you now. 1-800-450-7876. I said the worst thing could happen is when students say, oh, when I leave here, my uncle said he's going to buy me a salon when I graduate. Why is that the worst thing?
It's not good for anybody to just get anything. It's better to be earned. As you said a couple of weeks ago, the elevator to success is broken. It's time to take the stairs. So sometimes, if somebody hand you something, it's not the same as if you work for it. And then not only that, Uncle gonna want some money out of that too.
Okay, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. I need somebody to call me. 1-800-450-7876. A student would say, Mr. Bennett, when I graduate, my uncle is going to buy me a salon. Why is that not a good thing? I need somebody to tell me that. 1-800, call me quick now, 1-800-450-7876. Why isn't it a good thing for as soon as you graduate that your uncle has a salon for you? He bought you your own salon as soon as you graduate. Somebody call me quick, 1-800-450-7876. Henry, you missed out. Let's move on and tell something you missed out, sir.
I just remember. Hold on, I know. It's because you're not licensed.
No, that's not the answer. We got a caller calling in now. I need you to call me, everybody. 1-800-450-7876. Okay, now the phones are ringing. It's about time. 1-800-450-7876. Tell me why. Let's go to line 1. Tell me why. Tell me why. Let's start off with Henrietta, then we're going to go to line 2. What's wrong with that?
Okay, well, in part, the student doesn't have enough experience as a business owner.
Bingo.
To take on such huge responsibilities to actually run and operate a business. Doing hair is not the same as running a business. These are two different animals, and unless you have the business experience, you don't want to take on all of it at one time.
Okay, very good. Now, Henrietta, hold on the line because you're going to be right on time to help me with what kind of business, corporation, partnership, sole proprietorship, LLC. I want you to break that down because when I heard that voice, I knew that the person that called in, everybody, we're going to talk to her in a second. We're going to take the next caller. But that Henrietta Robinson, she is my financial person. She's my person who keeps me on track. And she listens to me every Monday. So good. I'm glad you're on the phone. Hold the line, Henrietta. Let's go to line 2. Line 2, talk to me. The student just graduated, and the uncle said he was going to buy the student a salon or barbershop. What's wrong with that, David?
Well, what's wrong with it is, number one, they don't have the experience and expertise. They're just getting out of school. And so I'm sure they really don't have a plan. Like you say, if you don't have a plan, then you plan to fail. Okay.
All right. So listen, David. The answer is correct. Let me tell you something, David, and Henrietta had kind of talked about it too. Let me tell you something. What in the world are you going to do with your own business and you fresh out of school? In my book that's coming out, David, I tell the people that you need to at least work somewhere for 2 years to build yourself and build your business. Then once you build your business, David, then you can say it's time for me to go to the next level. But if you come out, that's like the students who come out and they go directly to a salon plaza or something like that. That's not a good move for them because going into a salon plaza is like having your own business. You're not ready for that straight out of school. So, David, let me ask you this question now. Do you be tuning in regular or is this your first time?
No, I've been listening to you for a while.
Okay, I appreciate it. All right, David, you keep listening here, and what I'm going to do at the end of the show, if you can answer some of these questions, you're going to get a gift card, and I'm telling you, David, to come into, we're giving out $25 gift cards at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned and hit that redial because you want to come in and get, because the weather's about to change, you want to get a hydration station treatment, even if you have a bald head. You know, you want to be able to come in and get some male pampering, and we're going to be able to offer that to you. So keep listening, okay, David?
Okay, I appreciate it.
No problem. Okay, Henrietta.
I'm here.
Okay, I'm glad you called in. I want you, and I'm putting you on the spot this morning. Henrietta, not only is she my financial person, but she owns her own company. And real quick, before I go into the question, answer the question first, and then I want you to talk about your business since you called in. I'm just glad that you called in. Now, when we talk about the kinds of business, talk to my listeners about what is the difference between corporation, partnership, sole proprietorship, and LLC.
Okay, well, the short answer is, with a sole proprietor, sole meaning one, it's just that. It is one person. It is you. You and the business. There is no separation between you and the business. So you are taking on full liability, full risk. When I meet entrepreneurs and young business owners who have bought into the whole, but get plenty of insurance and you're okay, they don't make enough insurance to protect you from potential lawsuits. So as a sole proprietor, you and the business are one and the same. So when you see Shirley's hair salon, Shirley is the salon. So, pretty much the business is one and the same as a sole proprietor.
Exactly. Now, let me just piggyback on that. And I'm telling you, a lot of times we are not in the business. When we talk about the beauty business, one of the last things, and Henrietta, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the last things you want to do is do a sole proprietorship, because it is a high risk of someone trying to sue us. Because they number one, they already think we have money because of the constant cash flow. But then if they go after us, if they go after the business, they're really hitting us personally.
Correct. That's it exactly. Now, with the LLC, which is a limited liability company,
yes,
not corporation, but a limited liability company, that is that first line of defense in terms of it is actually one of the easiest business entities to enter into in terms of managing your taxes, because you're not dealing with double taxations like you would get with a corporation.
Yes.
So from an LLC standpoint, going into that type of business is actually the better solution when you're just starting out. Now, with that said, you could turn around and become a Dudley. You could become a huge corporation, and at that point, it might be more advantageous for you to switch over and now become a corporation.
Exactly.
But starting out.
Okay, well, first of all, Henrietta, you should have said a Bennett instead of a Dudley, but we're not going to go there. But we're going to take a break, because that's exactly what Sea Island Systems had to do. We had to go from LLC to, I think, an S corporation. Or C corporation, something like that. Anyway, listen, Henrietta, I want you to hold on. We got to take a break. But when we come back, I want you to hit on corporation and partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Sea Island Morning Show, and we're so excited. Henrietta Robinson has joined us. We're going to learn a little bit more about her and about what kind of business to start when we come back after these messages. It's the Sea Island Morning Show, 1450 a.m., where information is power.
1450 WOL.
Good morning, this is WOL Traffic and Weather Report brought to you by Garmin. 14th Street at W Street, northwest, just up the hill from U Street. A pedestrian was struck. Look for police still on the scene there. Have the long-term construction still there today, southbound on 295. At Howard Road, it's in the right lane. The concrete barrier is still there like they were last week. No change. Inbound on New York Avenue, the accident that was after South Dakota Avenue cleared up. It's getting better now on the BW Parkway. Also on inbound 50 approaching northeast. Outer loop of the Beltway, it was an accident near University Boulevard. Inner loop at St. Barnabas Road had an accident. Don't hate traffic, avoid it. Get a Garmin Newbie with subscription-free HD digital traffic and keep moving. Drive with Garmin, the most trusted name in GPS. Now your WOL weather forecast for today: mostly sunny, highs in the upper 70s, partly cloudy overnight down to 58. Tomorrow mostly sunny with highs in the low 80s. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
Our lives are affected every day by innovations from the minds of African Americans. Support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Visit uncf.org or call 1-800-332-UNCF. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
News Talk 1450 WOL presents the Heritage Sports Radio Network Game of the Week. North Carolina A&T versus South Carolina State. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. This is going to be a dogfight as the Bulldogs of NC-A&T take on the Bulldogs of South Carolina State. Saturday at 3 p.m. The Heritage Sports Radio Network Game of the Week. NC-A&T versus South Carolina State. Brought to you by Geico and News Talk 1450 WOL.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
Oh, God. If you all could see what goes on in this studio during break. Henrietta Robinson, first of all, you know, Henri in the office says Henrietta. That's a beautiful name because his name is Henry. It started from there, and then it went in a whole nother direction. All right, let's get back to the business series. Okay, so now we talked about sole proprietorship. We talked about LLC. Tell us about corporation and partnership.
Okay, when it comes to a corporation, right off the bat, you are dealing with double taxation, meaning that you're taxed twice for the services coming and going. Once you reach a certain level in business, that is actually not a bad thing, because you are generating enough income where you need to have more tax write-offs, and you have a lot of employees, and so you have a lot of you need liabilities to help balance off all of those fantastic assets. You're seeing that with the growth of the Bennett Institute, with everything going on with your organization. So I have to stress to people, when you're just starting out, I don't care what the so-called gurus tell you about, oh, well, it gives you all this additional protection. Forget it. You're not there yet. More people get into trouble early on when they're dealing with taxes, and because they started out with a corporation instead of something as simple as an LLC.
Yes.
So start out with an LLC. Know that as your business starts to grow, you are building your team, and you should have a really good accountant, a really good CPA on your team that is also growing right along with your business to tell you at what point it's time to make that shift, make that change, and now take your company into the next level.
Gotcha.
Now, when it comes to partnerships, that's the LLP, the limited liability partner. Now, a lot of people, they see those initials and they just fall in love with it. But I will tell you, being a single, a primary business owner for so many years, and just recently I stuck my toe in the whole partnership arena, it is something to behold. I mean, a partnership is very much like a marriage. When everything is going great, the partnership is great. But when it hits a bump, you better watch out.
And you know what? And you know what, Ms. Robinson, it's so true. And if you go on YouTube and go to Beauty King 100, which is my YouTube page, I have a video on there on partnership. And I personally tell my students not to do it. And that's only because as hairstylists, we are very creative. And as hairstylists, we oftentimes have our creativity turns into a lot of differences when it comes to more than one person. And most times, in my experience of 22 years doing this, what happens a lot of times is, 21 years. 21 years of experience, a lot of people who go in together to own a salon or barbershop, they end up either have to close down or buy the other partner out because of differences. I tell people all the time, when money gets funny, people have problems. As well as when the money gets good, people become funny when it comes to money. So it's a situation where if you can do it by yourself, please do it by yourself. Oftentimes we have no choice in the beginning because the partner may bring certain resources to the table that you may not have. But at the end of the day, I tell people to try to do it by themselves, because people, to me, get funny when it comes to money, and that's when the confusion starts.
And I couldn't agree with you more. Now, one area that people may want to look at, if they are just, because, let's face it, Mr. Bennett, some people, you can tell them day in and you can tell them until you're blue in the face not to do it, but they're still going to do it. So what I like to instruct people to do, if you're so dead set on having a partner because you're just so in love with this person for the moment, you want to have a subsection of your business. Maybe it's products and maybe it's services. They handle one part of it, you handle the other part of it. But the two of you should not be mixed in the same pot, because hair is going to fly at the end of the day. So it's best to keep those things separate.
And I'm telling you, in my book that comes out in November, My Business is the Beauty Business, I have a part in there about family businesses, because to me that's almost identical to partnership sometimes, and it's family business, because if you both doing the same thing, you both have strong points, you both want things to go in the way that you want it to go. And that oftentimes become a problem, because I love the Bennett family to death, but if I had the choice to do it again, boo-boo, I'd be doing you like that, boo-boo? I'd be doing some things different. You hear what I said, Henrietta?
Oh, I hear what you're saying, and that's why my family, they're my employees.
Yeah. Well, look. What the difference, Henrietta, is they're my employees, but because I'm the youngest, they become my employees, my boss, and my everything else. But the only thing that I'm saying is that it is important that even in a family business, as well as partnership, you have to clearly identify the roles, because it can only be, you can't have 5 and 6 different solutions to one problem.
Correct.
Hey, Miss Henrietta, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
This is Henri.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm great. First of all, I want to say I love your name. That's a wonderful name. I love it.
Okay.
But then the second thing I want to ask you is, what are some of the advantages of all of the different businesses? I mean, because we hear about all the different things, but a lot of times people don't know the differences. So what's the advantages to like a sole proprietorship or partnership or LLC? What's the advantages?
Okay, well, thank you for the question. Well, the advantage in terms of the sole proprietorship is you wake up tomorrow and decide you want a business, you're in business. The moment that you begin to act and behave like a business, you are in business without having to incur the cost, the filing costs. Now, the filing costs are not so expensive that people should seek becoming a sole proprietor in the hair business as being the best way to just get started. Because trust me, the liability outweighs the $180 that it's going to cost for you to actually register the business and start to get the necessary protection you need. When it comes to the LLC does give you that flexibility and that protection that you need as a business owner to be able to operate and without the concern that your personal assets are going to be attacked because you have a client that's allergic to air, that gets a rash from, any and everything, but they're ready to sue you because you were the last person to touch their hair. Mm-hmm. So it does give you that protection so that you don't have that concern. At the end of the day, when you shut off that light and you walk out of that business, you retain your identity. That business has its identity. You and the business are truly a separate entity at that point.
Gotcha.
When you begin to look at corporations, the one thing that I like to point out with corporations, and the reason I say that you really want to look at a corporation as something, I mean, that's the umbrella. That's the ultimate umbrella in terms of helping to protect a rapidly growing, successful company. Because what happens with most companies, as they're growing, as they become successful, and I'm sure, Mr. Bennett, you can attest to this, that not everything that you own falls under one name.
That's right.
Exactly. So you have all of these, you have different divisions. You're like Ford Motors. You have Pontiac. Well, Pontiac is no more. But the point is, you have all of these different brands, all of these different what are in essence their own separate little companies that all fall under the umbrella of the larger corporation. Now, how this starts to benefit a growing business is that from a tax standpoint, you begin to start looking at things like your profit and losses and what company is doing well versus what company isn't doing well. And at the end of the year, everything starts to balance itself. If it's done correctly, everything starts to balance itself off very nicely. Now, in addition to that, a lot of people are not aware that when you have a corporation and you have these individual little businesses underneath that corporation, the liability is placed just on that individual small business. It is not someone suing your entire corporation and every single business that falls underneath it. So, for instance, if a plane, if there's a crash, a plane crash, that particular plane is an LLC. United is the corporation, but every single plane is its own individual business and is liable up to the value of that business being the plane.
Okay. All right. So, Henrietta, listen, listen, I want you, and I thank you so much for calling in. And you see how I caught you. You called in, and then I had you do all my work for me. But listen, talk to us about your business really quickly. And I know that you had offered specials in the past, and I think that you should offer a special to our listeners today. And make sure you supply the phone number because, like we need True Diva. We need her phone number because a lot of the listeners may want services, but they may not have access to a computer. So we always like to give a number as well. Talk to me about your business and what kind of specials are you offering to the Sea Island Morning Show listeners?
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, well, I am now the owner of the Zenith Technology Institute, located in Ithaca, Maryland, out near BWI Airport. We have also just recently opened another training facility out in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, what we do, my primary focus has always been on learning and teaching. I think this is how Mr. Bennett and I actually really just meshed, just because of his love of teaching and learning and my love of teaching and learning. I teach technology. I teach business skills. I teach, graphic design. I teach web design. So we really look at the full umbrella of what people need to be stronger in anything they do, whether it's own a business, because you do need certain skills. The number of hairstylists that I meet that are not using computers to track appointments, they're really not that computer literate. They are lacking the skills to use just basic applications. And so we like to furnish people with that knowledge, because knowledge is power. And knowledge is ongoing. Yes,
okay.
Sir?
What we got to do is we got to take a quick 2-minute break. But when we come back, we want you to give your information. And it just hit me, Henrietta.
Yes.
I believe that one of those free classes at the convention center should be your class on technology. You should definitely get a vendor's booth so you can send everybody over there. And then you should do Bennett Career Institute as one of your satellite places for all of the listeners who can't get to Ithaca. They can do a class in the evening that you could offer at Bennett Career for a short time. But listen, let's take a quick commercial break. I was just talking out loud to you. Take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to close out with Henrietta Robinson, and then we're going to get to the closing of this first series, the business series. We'll be right back after these messages.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning, I'm Doug Parrish. Here's the latest from News1.com, brought to you in part by Zyrtec. Don't let allergy symptoms slow you down this fall. Stock up and save on Zyrtec this allergy season. Well, Congress has only hours left to head off a government shutdown at midnight. The Republican-controlled House passed a resolution Sunday to fund the government through December, but only if the president's health care reform law is delayed for a year. The democratically controlled Senate didn't even bother to convene yesterday out of protest. This was Democrat Dick Durbin, Senate Majority Whip.
We know what's going to happen. The Senate will come in session. The House position, which is basically the same one they sent us the last time, is going to be rejected again. And we're going to face the prospect of the government shutting down come midnight, Monday night, Tuesday morning.
Well, thankfully, no one was hurt when a fire broke out last night on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Flames broke out in the understructure of the westbound span, forcing the closure of the Bay Bridge. It did eventually reopen. The cause of the fire is being investigated. Today is your last chance to visit the National Aquarium in downtown Washington. The aquarium is closing due to renovations taking place at the Department of Commerce, and there has been no decision on where to relocate. In the months ahead, the fish, alligators, and all the other animals will be shipped off to other locations. The Washington Redskins got their first win of the season, beating the Raiders 24-14. Quarterback Robert Griffin III.
Defense played great today. Offense, we played great when we had to, and put points on the board. So it was a good overall team win. I think everybody's excited. We can have a good flight back home and at least enjoy our bye week, knowing that we have to make the most of our situation, being at 1-3, come back and get on a winning streak.
And this report is being brought to you in part by Garmin. Get a Garmin Nuvi with subscription-free HD digital traffic. Drive with Garmin, the most trusted name in GPS. I'm Doug Parrish. When you're looking for news for Black America, go to News1.com.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here. We're talking to Henrietta Robinson. So, Henrietta, come on and let's go ahead. Now, so you do technology, you do graphic designs, all of that. Let me ask you this question really quickly. Now, we're talking out loud real quick, what could you bring to the Bennett Career Institute maybe for like a 2-3 week up to like a 12-week course or something like that in the evening geared towards the beauty profession, the beauty professionals? That sounds good. What are some of the things that you think that you can offer? Because I have a lot of beauty professionals listening.
Okay, well, I think what we could bring to the table is a series of business skills and leadership training classes. These classes are really designed to tap into just some of the natural instincts that people have buried deep inside and they yet don't know, they're not fully developed yet. Maybe they're still second-guessing themselves. And part of being in business is learning to trust your gut instinct and learning to trust your and willing to I'm sorry, losing my train of thought.
That's okay.
Learning to really just take every opportunity and learning to analyze the opportunities effectively.
Okay.
So we have a great 9-series class that I think we would be more than happy to bring to the Bennett Institute.
Okay, so this is what we should do before you give your information. What I want you to do is we're going to have Andre call you tomorrow to get your information. We're going to add you to our awesome conference in January because your class could be geared towards getting everybody registered at the Bennett Career Institute to take these 9 series. Since it's a celebrity beauty weekend, you could do a class on business and leadership, and then you can promote at your booth the 9 series that we're going to be having at the school. And if that's really successful, we can continue to do it. You can do it, of course, in your location and at the Bennett Career, whoever's closest to that location. I think that's an awesome idea because what's happening, Henrietta, is I get so many requests to do my business classes. And I say we start this series in January, maybe the 3rd weekend after King holiday, right after the beauty Celebrity Beauty Weekend. After that weekend at the Convention Center, we should kick off this class because one thing I realized, Ms. Robinson, is that we have a lot of talented people out there, very creative, very talented, but they have no clue in reference to the business side. So while you guys doing the business leadership class, I'll come in on 1 or 2 classes and share the vision in reference to leadership, along with you guys doing the computer kind of stuff and all the other stuff that you can do in the class. I think it's awesome. Tell us your location, where you're located. I want you to tell us real quick the different courses that you offer and give us the address and the phone number they can call you, because I know for a fact that some of our parents out there, their children missed this semester because of money or what have you, or they didn't register in time. They still have time to come to your institute to take classes in the things that you offer. Close us out, Henrietta.
Okay, well, I'll start out with my phone number. Okay, the name of the company is Zenith Technology Institute, and my direct number is 410-635-4307. We teach Adobe Photoshop classes, so if you need to learn how to retouch and manipulate images and really just create awesome photos, we have the great classes for that. We also teach web design because as a professional today, your website is your calling card. That website should be marketing for you at all times. So we teach you how to design your own website.
Wow.
We also teach basic classes like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel classes. We teach more high-end IT technology-related classes, but then we go into other areas like healthcare. We also teach about insurance, everything that could potentially affect you as a business owner with everything that's taking place with the Obamacare going into effect tomorrow. You need to know how this is going to affect your business. So we have classes that provide that information. Now, along with teaching our classes at 780 Oak Ridge Landing Road in Lithicum, Maryland, out near BWI Airport, we also teach our classes online. So if you're unable to come to our facility or you're unable to come to the Bennett Institute, we also teach classes online, and we have a series of self-paced classes because as busy professionals, you may not always have the opportunity or be able to fit a class into a cookie-cutter schedule. So the self-paced classes are designed for you on demand to take the classes when you have time.
That's awesome. Give me that number again.
Again, my number is 410-635-4307. If you mention Bennett 20, you will get a 20% discount on any class.
That's awesome. All right, everyone, and I just tweeted it out. For those of you, please make sure you follow me on Twitter, and that's at the Sea Island Morning. I just tweeted that 1-410-635-4307. That's now on Facebook as well as Twitter. So for those of you who are at work and you can't call now, make sure one of the things that I think is awesome is the fact that she has online classes. Many of us, we go out and we pay people to do our website. She's teaching you how to do your own website. That is awesome because that is what, Henrietta, that we need as beauty professionals, because we're in the day now, and this is what I teach to my people, Henrietta. A lot of times the flyers are not enough anymore because money is so funny and people are so strange when it comes to change, that we need to see your images. We need to see what you can do. We need to see what you look like. We need to see your overall disposition. And you having a website will allow you to take your images and create a story so the customers can be able to take part and take advantage, as well as on that website she can show you how to accept appointments, you can book people. That's 1-410-635-4307. She has now been added to our huge conference in January. You'll be able to take a free class from her and then go by her station and purchase some of those products or enroll in one of the series. Henrietta, I love you so much. It's so funny because I told Henri when I came in, I had left my business notes at home, and I said I said to myself, I need to call Henrietta Robinson to help me out today. And lo and behold, when I said call the 1-800 number, you were the very first caller that came in. So I know God is real. He's real, real. Jesus is real to me. See, some of y'all don't know about that. We're the old folk at, oh, yes. Give me the victory.
Miss Henrietta, hold on, Miss Henrietta. What's your website? Well, I mean, what's the website so people can get access? Have access to you.
Okay, my website is ztinstitute.com, and to check out our full line of 180 online and self-paced classes, they can go to ztilearnonline.com.
ZTI. Okay, say it one more time.
Z as in zebra, T as in Tom, I, learnonline.com.
ZTIlearnonline.com.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, very good. ZTIlearnonline.com. Okay. All right, we have it. Okay, Henrietta, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I want all of you, I want you to go to ztilearnonline.com, or you can call her at 1-410-635-4307. If you use Bennett 20, you get 20% off, which is great. See, that's why I love people who love my listeners and take good care of them. Henrietta Robinson, you have a blessed week. Henri is going to give you a call on tomorrow, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, take care, bye.
Also, excuse me, real quick, as far as True Diva, the phone number for True Diva is 202-556-7064. 556-7064 202. That is the lady with the products. And one thing she wanted to mention, because we have a lot of guys who listen to the show, one thing she wanted to mention was, even though it's True Diva products, she has wonderful products for men as well. So I think that, Rhonda, you got to make sure that you bring your men's line, because me, Alonzo, all of us in here, we're trying them out. And Alonzo picked, I think it was Avocado.
He picked avocado because it had a more lighter scent. He didn't want to go around smelling like Alina instead of Alonzo. So it's important, Rhonda, to make sure that you have separate male products so we can try those products and use those products, which is good. So Alonzo got the avocado, and we have the Kick Yo Ash, ASH, because I don't want to get hit by Joyce Bennett when I go to work. So it's Ash, everybody. Kick your ash. All right. I'm not going to play with that no more. I'm not going to play with it no more. All right, everyone, listen, when we come back, I want you guys to start calling now because I'm giving out the gift cards. When we come back, I want you to just tell me some things that you learned today from the business series. If you can give me some answers today, you will be able to win these $25 gift cards to go to either Rashawn and Signature or to come to the Bennett Career Institute. Start calling me now during the break, 1-800-450-7876. Start calling me now, 1-800-450-7876. I want you to tell me, what did I talk about how to start a business? What does LL Corporation, all that kind of stuff? What are we talking about when we talk about the business series? 1-800. I want you to call me now, 1-800-450-7876. The good thing is, if you don't want a gift card, you can give the gift card to someone else. I see too many raggedy folk running around here with their hair not done all over their head. I get so mad when I go to the store. Okay, the calls are starting to call in. Yes, keep calling me, 1-800-450-7876. I can't stand going to the store and you got that rubber band in your head knowing that that's going to break your hair out. All right, everybody, we got to go to break. I want you to call me now. Tell me some things about the show this morning so you can get your gift card. 1-800-450-7876. All my seniors who come to the Bennett Career Institute, who I told you to listen today, you need to get that $25 gift card because that'll be 2 hair services for you at the Bennett Career Institute. 1-800-450-7876. Call me now during the commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning. This WOL traffic and weather update brought to you by Zyrtec. There's a vehicle fire, Good Hope Road at 16th Street Southeast. Look for a lot of activity there. Good Hope Road, 16th Street Southeast for the vehicle on fire. 14th Street at W Street, just up the hill from U Street on 14th Street Northwest. Pedestrian was struck. They're still there with that one. Accident inner loop at St. Barnabas Road is out of the way. There was a police escort on 295 both ways between Suitland Parkway and the 11th Street Bridge. Everything's open, but it's slow both ways on 295. DC, don't let allergy symptoms slow you down this fall. Remember to stock up, save on Zyrtec at CVS Pharmacy this allergy season. Use only as directed. Now your WOL weather forecast for today. Mostly sunny, highs in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy overnight tonight, down to about 58 in town. Tuesday, tomorrow, mostly sunny. A little bit warmer, high in the low 80s. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
Morning, gentlemen. Want to hear our specials?
Sure.
First, we have the seafood special. It's been sitting around here for a week. We're known around these parts for food poisoning.
Wouldn't it be great if you could be warned of life's risks? If you have diabetes, you can. It's called A1C, a simple blood test that can help measure your risk of complications from diabetes. To find out more, go to www.diabetesa1c.org. Brought to you by the American Diabetes Association, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation International, and the Ad Council.
I'm Ellie the Mammoth, and my friend Sid the Sloth knows what being a great parent is all about.
I'm responsible, loving, nurturing.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here. My God, the time goes by so fast when you're having fun. Okay, now we got Mr. Young, we got Miss White on the line. I still need at least 3 people. I need somebody else to call me now. What did you learn on the show today? 1-800-450-7876. Let's start with ladies first. Mr. Young, hold on. Let's deal with Miss White. Miss White, good morning and welcome to the Sea Island Morning Show.
Good morning.
Okay, Miss White, you got to, are you okay today? You got to pep it up. I'm all excited. I said, good morning. What's the Sea Island Show? You said, good morning.
Excuse me. Good morning.
All right, Miss White, that was a little better, but we're not going to get you. Miss White, talk to me about today's show. Was about my business is the beauty business. We're talking about the series, my book that's coming out in November. Talk to me about something that you learned today.
Oh, well, I learned your point of view of what business is.
Okay, and what was that?
I like that. I like your fire or your passion about how you feel business should be run, or the skills you think you should have before you open one.
Okay, now when I talked about how to start a beauty business, I talked about 3 things. Can you name one of those 3 things?
No.
Oh, okay.
I listen, but, I try not to retain too much information so I don't overload.
I got you.
I think you said something about, first of all, knowing the business, each and everything about the business through and through, not just being the boss, but being able to perform.
Gotcha. All right, that's enough. Very good. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to, Ms. White, I have your number here. I'm going to have Rashawn in the office call you and schedule a pickup for your $25 gift certificate. But you're right. My number 2 was, what is your level of experience? You need to know your business through and through in order to have a business. So I have your number here, and we're going to give you a call back. Thank you so much, Ms. White.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Mr. Young. Mr. Young, this is the Sea Island Morning Show. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Young, how you doing?
Very good. So talk to me about what did you learn today on...
one thing I learned about it, you should have passion, and like you're saying, people graduate from school and they say that my uncle won't buy me a shop like it's, like it's nothing to it. You got to have some kind of passion and, some kind of stick-to-itness, and you're going to have to work, and then you have to get the right kind of incorporation, because you don't want to be a sole proprietor. You want to be LLC, just in case you're being sued, they'll be suing the corporation.
Okay.
And it won't be coming after you and your credit card.
Very good. And your credit card. Very good. All right, Mr. Young, so I see you've been paying attention. Very good. I have your number down here as well. We're going to have Mr. Broadnext to call you today to schedule a pickup of your $25 gift card, all right?
Okay, yeah, that would be for the Seattle. My wife goes there, comes there. I'm doing it for her.
Okay, very good. All right, yes, it'll be a Sea Island gift card. All right, you have a good day.
All right, buddy.
All right, thank you. All right, everyone. So listen, because our time is up, we're going to move forward. So we thank all of you who called in reference to what did you learn today. Now, next week, everybody, on the Sea Island Morning Show, the business series, My Business is a Beauty Business, is going to continue. And I'm going to be talking about next week, I'm going to go into how to handle the complaining client. We're going to talk about what kind of beauty business should you go into. We want to talk about management next week, how to market your salon, how to build a business. Now that you have the business, how do you advertise? How do you market the salon? How do you deal with any kind of chaos and confusion, the complaining client, all of that? Next week is going to be a little more dramatic. This week we had to get the business section out, but next week we're going to get into that lady who come into the salon and because she wants something free.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, I know who you are. You go to all these different businesses and you look to fall. You look for somebody to mess up your hair. You're already not going to like the hairstyle because you want it for free. There are people out here, Henry and Alonzo, that do nothing but go around and wreak havoc on small businesses because they're trying to get something for free. I know people who take a piece of hair out and put it in a napkin and all that other kind of stuff, put it in the soup, talk about some of this hair in my soup, or the worst part is when you eat almost all of the burger and say the burger wasn't done all the way. Oh, I'm going to talk about you next week. on the Seattle Morning Show. So listen, everybody. We have a Makeup 101 class at the Bennett Career Institute for those of you who want something a little more than the Celebrity Beauty Weekend in January. But we have an extensive 6-week Makeup 101 class. The first week is skincare. The second week is brows and lashes. The third week is foundations. The fourth week is bridal makeup. The fifth week is the business of makeup. And the final is fashion show photo shoot makeup with the live photo shoot. So it's important that if you are interested in coming to the Makeup 101 program, Ms. Wilson is standing by the phones now at the Bennett Career Institute. That's 202-526-1400, extension 15. That is the makeup program. If you have a young daughter, if you know yourself want to come in the evening, these are evening classes only. It's a 6-week intense class, which includes a full makeup kit. It includes certification, 2 field trips, and a professional photo shoot. That is an ongoing class that we have every 6 weeks at the Bennett Career Institute. The instructor is Miss Abrilla. She's a full-time employee at MAC Cosmetics, and she comes to us in the evening to teach makeup artistry. Now, before we go, I want to just remind everyone again that I need you to start registering now. If you go to the Bennett Career Institute website, it's bennettcareerinstitute.org, O-R-G, you will be able to see the Celebrity Beauty where you can register with your 6 classes. It's only $99 for 6 full classes. At the end of this week, the tickets will be online. The tickets are only $7 if you want to just come out, get your hair done, get your nails done, get a facial, whatever kind of beauty things that you want. If you want a haircut, what have you. And also, Henri is looking for vendors.
Yes, I am looking for vendors. We're looking for vendors for the beauty symposium that's coming up, and this is a great opportunity for anybody out there who has brand new products or who has an established product line, because we're about to be catering to anywhere from 3,500 to 5,000 people on this particular weekend. So if you could give me a phone call at 202-526-1400 extension 18. And just ask for me, and we can get everything taken care of for you. Okay?
Absolutely. So what's happening is that one, we have 3 things going on at the same time. If you are interested in taking makeup, where you would get certification, the makeup course is only $4.99 for that weekend. That is 5 celebrity artists training you on boot camp style classes. Tana Jackson is going to do the bridal boot camp, where she's going to show you how to do brides for day, brides for evenings, and brides for if you're taking an international trip or you're going to an island or something and you get married on the beach. She's going to show you how to do all of that. We have veils for all of the models. Live models are going to be provided. Reggie Wells is going to teach you how to do your own face, not only during the day, but that glam look in the evening. Kevin James Bennett is coming from New York City. Michaela Warabi is going to be teaching, and the awesome Danessa Myricks. You're going to learn how to apply lashes. People can make money just applying lashes. We're going to teach you how to do your brows. All of that is going on that weekend. Also, the trade floor, and then if you know any licensed hairstylists in D.C., they need to come out and get those CEUs. But then, everybody, we have free classes to the public. We have a class on balding with locks. How do you maintain your hair, and how do you try to get hair growth when you're going bald and you have locks? We're talking about that. And I'm telling you, it is going to be crucial that you come out to the conference in January. We have a class. Henrietta now is doing a business and leadership class. We have a class on hair cutting to the public. We have a class on how to maintain your hair from salon visits. What do you need to do so your hair won't break off if you have hair color? We have some of the top vendors that's going to be coming out to share their products. Some products you can get in the store, some products you can't get. All of that's going to be open to the general public. That's why it's important for you. So starting next week, when I come back on the show Monday, we're going to be selling tickets then. And then the 1st of November, I believe, is our telethon, where we're going to be trying to raise money to send people to the Celebrity Beauty Weekend for classes that they need to take, people that may be a little unfortunate. But you need to start now. If you know senior buildings, homeless shelters, any persons that's less fortunate, you want to we want to be able to provide them these $7 tickets so they can come out and get all kind of beauty services and leave out with products, visit the vendors, all those kind of things. All right, everybody, my time is up. It has been a pleasure being with you. Andre, I love coming in here on Mondays, just being a blessing to the people. It's just wonderful. So next week, the business series, I want you now to go to TheCalan, that's the SeaIslandMorningShow.com, and like our page. We got over 3,000 likes, but we need to get to 5,000. We want to go to 5,000 likes, so we want you to like the page. Also, the Sea Island Morning Show on Facebook, we want you to like that as well. All right, our time is up, so we thank you so much. Andre, I tell you, let me tell you something. Andre has been looking at this picture, Erica, throughout the whole show. Now, Erica, if you listening, Miss State Attorney Erica, I got a problem with Andre looking at your picture throughout the whole show when he needs to keep his eyes focused. All right, everybody, my time is up. Pamper yourself. It's your duty. Why? Because you are worth it. Have a good week, everyone.
1450 WOL.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
So I knew it was important to have life insurance to protect our family, but I was putting it off. But then yesterday, a girlfriend of mine asked me, point blank, what would happen if you lost your husband? How would you pay the bills? The mortgage? The car payments? Food? And that's when it really hit me, and I realized I needed to get us life insurance. Right now. So I called AIG Direct, and in less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $18 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing the kids and I are protected. And my husband was so happy I got the quote.
Save up to 70% when you get term life insurance through AIG Direct. Call now for a free, no-obligation quote. It only takes 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%.
1-800-530-4856. That's 1-800-530-4856. Call 1-800-530-4856.
They call me Murphy, and I'm a service tech at Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center. It was 9:30 on a Saturday morning, and a Kona Blue Mustang drove in.
I'm due for a tire rotation.
I poured her coffee, black. She hopped on Wi-Fi, and I got to work. I inflated, rotated, and aligned the tires. Multi-point inspection looked good. Took a half hour, tops.
With a full range of services, great prices on 13 name brand tires, and no appointment necessary, Quick Lane is ready to serve. Visit quicklane.com.
1450 WOL, Washington, D.C., and WPRS HD2, Waldorf, Washington, a Radio 1 station, and worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
The sudden diplomatic opening with Iran.
In part, this is an update on Israeli-Palestinian negotiations that resumed in July and have been proceeding in secret. Talks the president was cheering on at the UN last week.
Let's emerge from the familiar corners of blame and prejudice. Let's support Israeli and Palestinian leaders who are prepared to walk the difficult road to peace.
But today's meeting is also a chance for Benjamin Netanyahu to renew his dire warnings about Iran. The Israeli leaders condemned Tehran's offer of new talks over its nuclear program as but a smokescreen to hide its continuing pursuit of a nuclear bomb. Mark Smith at the White House.
The daughter of a Louisiana pastor who was killed during a revival service gives an account of the attack.
She says the woman who had been handing out visitor packets at the front door ran in shouting, "He got a gun! He got a gun!" She said he came down the middle aisle, shot at her father, hit a flower pot. Her father ran and was shot in the back. He fell, and the man came closer and shot him again. She said that he had been a member of the church for a number of years, but had left about 4 years ago.
That was AP's Janet McConaughey. Well, the showdown in Congress over a budget to keep the government operating intensifies.
After watching and hearing the debate in the House, Illinois Senator Dick Durbin, a Democrat, thinks there could be a government shutdown.
I was waiting for at least some Republicans to step up and say this shutdown strategy is going to destroy our party and its image.
Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz says Majority Leader Harry Reid controls the outcome.
His position is 100% of Obamacare must be funded in all instances, and other than that, he's going to shut the government down.
Ed Donahue, Washington.
For all the news 24/7, go to newsone.com. I'm Ebony McMorris.
I'm Dr. Mary Harris for Journey to Wellness.
Around half of the current 90,000 patients on some kind of organ donation waiting list are African Americans, but there is a shortage of black organ donors. Victoria Dent, chairman of the Linkage to Life program, says part of the problem is that potential donors don't tell anyone about their donation decision.
Make sure that you inform your family because they make the final decision for you.
The Links organization has published the Can We Talk Conversation Guide.
We'll give them tips on how to start the conversation and how not to focus on death, but focus on life.
And research shows that the transplant gift is more likely to be successful with a better tissue match that shows up among the same race. If you'd like to be a donor, Dent suggests
see if their state has a state registry. They can also sign the back of their license or a donor card.
There's more at JourneyToWellness.com. I'm Dr. Mary Harris.
What would you give for our babies? What would it take for you to show them how much they're worth? Did you know that thousands of premature babies die every year as a result of not getting their full 9 months? Hi, I'm Heather Headley. Join me in the March of Dimes in the fight to reduce premature births in our communities. Join us. Together, we can make the research and education possible to help more women get their 9 months. Visit marchofdimes.com today. marchofdimes.com. Saving our babies. There's nothing more worth it in the world.
Real Deal Talk with Andre Michael Eglishon on 1450 WOL.
Everybody ignores our sedition laws anyway.
Who's trying to do that?
Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, well, I agree.
Sean Hannity. They're constantly inciting people to overthrow our president and dismantle the government and take their country back.
Exactly.
What do you think that is?
That's straight up sedition.
And it's sedition.
Andre is here to help. Brother, you need help.
No, you don't want to need help. Go on back to listen to Rush Limbaugh or reading whatever else you've been reading because you are definitely a confused brother. You're a confused brother. But I want to encourage you to continue listening to Real Deal Talk because guess what? I got the antidote to straighten out your confusion.
Everybody's invited to this party.
By the way, I want you to know that whites listen to your show too. I think you do a good job.
Andre Michael Eglishon, 7 to 10 p.m. on 1450 WOL.
Hear that? It's my husband sleeping soundly. He may not always be charming, but he's always my prince.
For tips on navigating the highs and lows of a healthy marriage, visit twoofus.org. You'll find advice on managing money, disagreeing without fighting, and keeping the spark of romance in your relationship. Visit twoofus.org. Sponsored by the National Healthy Marriage Resource Center and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
News Talk 1450 WOL presents the Heritage Sports Radio Network Game of the Week. North Carolina A&T versus South Carolina State. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. This is going to be a dogfight as the Bulldogs of NC A&T take on the Bulldogs of South Carolina State. Saturday at 3 p.m. The Heritage Sports Radio Network Game of the Week. NC A&T versus South Carolina State. Brought to you by Geico. And News Talk 1450 WOL.
The views and opinions of the following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of
Experience.
WOL, Radio 1 Incorporated, or their management.
This is Trending Today with Carl Nelson, covering issues that mean the most to you. Politics.
More than 1,000 birthdays, graduations, anniversaries have been stolen from our lives by a bullet from a gun. One of those we lost was a young girl named Idea Pendleton. She was here in Washington with her classmates performing for her country at my inauguration. And a week later, she was shot and killed in a Chicago park.
It's Trending Today with Carl Nelson, across America and internationally. Dial in with your comments at 877-373-9766. That's 877-373-9766. Now here's the host of Trending Today, Carl Nelson.
Well, thank you for staying with us, folks. And, of course, you can always reach us on Facebook and Twitter at carlnelsonshow.com. Brother Richard Muhammad from The Final Call is still with us. And also Professor Christopher Atherton. He's the Dean of Grad School of Political Management at George Washington University. Before the break, we had a call from Raleigh, and he had some questions. He said he disagreed with you, Professor, so I'm going to let you respond.
Well, actually, maybe I haven't been quite clear, but I agree with much of what he was saying, and that is that I think that in truth, Republicans have been better at messaging about Obamacare than the White House has been. But I think once this law does get implemented, many of the people who are now skeptical will in fact like the law a great deal. In fact, one could even go so far as to say that the Republicans, as much as they claim that they're opposing Obamacare because it won't work, actually they're opposing it because they're afraid that it will work, and that it will create a generation of people that will be beholden to government and supportive of the Democratic Party, and I think their motives for opposing it are fundamentally political. So I agree with much of what the call-in had to say.
But saying that's what you just said, is there a win-win situation for them in this thing? Do you see anywhere they can win?
The Democrats?
No, the Republicans.
Well, I think that an enormous amount depends on how the American public reacts to this. And if the reaction is anything like what it was in 1995 when Gingrich Republicans shut down the government, and there is an outpouring of complaints and unhappiness on the part of the Democrats then and the people, then I think the Republicans will have to back off. So I don't at this point see that there's much that the Republicans are going to get out of this. By the way, I just saw a new CNN poll which shows that 36% of the public would think Obama would be more responsible for a shutdown, and 46% would blame the Republicans in Congress. So already, even before we go into a shutdown and all of the consequences become clear, the public seems to be ready to blame the Republicans.
Interesting. Brother Richard?
You know, Professor, when we look at many of the polls, they show that Congress is really not popular. But there have been other polls that show generally people believe that their congressman is good. So there's this tendency to think, well, my guy is okay. It's the other guys that's the problem. If that's the view, how do we get people more involved and looking at issues as opposed to rhetoric? Because I think a lot of what the Tea Party is talking about is based on both ideology, racism, and just simply opposition to the president.
Well, I think that's right. It was quite clear from the very beginning that a group of Republicans decided that they were going to oppose everything that Obama said. And you can remember the famous comments by the Republican leader in the Senate saying, our job is to oppose and to defeat Obama in 2012. Well, as we know, that didn't happen. So some of their objections have proved to be futile for them. So I think we're going to have to wait and see. This may be a moment in which the nation will decide whether they want to follow the direction that President Obama is leading, or whether they want to reject his policies and follow more conservative policies articulated by Republicans and in the extreme by the Tea Party.
Interesting. I guess for the president, is there a pathway? Do you see a pathway for the Democrats for victory in this?
Well, as I say, I think ultimately as we get closer to the raising the debt limit, which I think would be more consequential. There is a possibility that they will come to some agreement, that the Republicans will pretty much decide that they have to blink. They have a long laundry list of wants that they would like to attach to the debt ceiling increase. But I think in the long run, that's not going to happen, and we will get I doubt that at this point we'll be able to get the so-called grand bargain, which is what's really needed to kind of put the country on the right direction. But nonetheless, we may get some compromises in which the Democrats give up a little bit, but win most of the fight.
All right. Thank you, Professor. Thank you for staying with us.
Okay, thank you. And you guys got great music when I'm on.